about to watch me read Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I am really excited to read this book, to be honest. I have really high expectations. Not only is this beautiful and a very short book, but it just sounds so cute and silly and kind of unique in a way. Like, I don't think I've read a love story similar to this. And so from my understanding, what this book is about is there is this guy, and his job is to object at weddings. So it's like the speak now or forever hold your peace. And then you have that one person who's like, I object. That's his job. And he gets hired to do it for people who don't want to get married, or like their parents are forcing them to marry each other and they don't want that. And so she's getting married, but her fiance cheats on her a lot and she wants to get out of it. And so she hires him to object at the wedding. And then she becomes interested in like the job of objecting, and so they do it together, and I imagine they'll probably fall in love. So that's what I think the book is about, and I'm really excited about it, and I think it's really cute. So let's just crack this book right open. But wait, we know the drill. Dust covers gotta come off first. Oh, this is cute. I like this one. I like that it says love stories. Usually when I have like a book of the month book, it will say like book of the month April or book of the month March or January, February, whatever it was chosen for the month. But yeah, this one says love stories. I think that's cute. Oh, okay. So let's read it for real now. I'm a little bit more than 100 pages into Happily Never After, and here are my thoughts so far. This book has me giggling. I'm giggling. I'm having such a great time with this. The banter of this book is so much fun between the two characters. So Max and Sophie are our main characters, and they're just so fun to follow around. They're also kind of doing my favorite trope in a way, which is fake dating, but they're not really dating at all, but they're like kissing each other and stuff because they have this like philosophy where it's like you're actually kissing yourself. Hard to explain, but that's kind of like the idea behind it. And they have their reasons for this like fake dating kind of thing as well. So Sophie, she wants to basically become the vice president of HR. Right now she's the director of HR, and her boss is like, hey, like, you don't really have a social life, because obviously she and her fiance are broken up, because that's kind of like the whole plot of the book. And so her fiance, well, ex-fiance, actually works at her job. Like, he's one of the coworkers, so that's kind of awkward. And so the boss is basically like, yeah, Sophie, like you don't have a social life. And so Sophie just showed this picture of her and Max that she took when they were drunk and was like, I do. And so now she's kind of like holding on to this. And so she is like making sure she's taking photos with Max. And what I like about this is like, he's fully aware of what she's doing. She's not like secretly taking the photos and then like hiding why she's taking them. And then there's no like, what? You lied to me. Why were you showing these photos to your boss? Like, it's none of that. She's like, yeah, I'm taking these photos to show my boss because I want a promotion. He's like, okay, sounds good. Let's take more. Then on Max's side, he works in construction and it's like a family-owned business. However, his dad really wants to retire, but he can't yet because his mom does not want to retire until all of her babies are married. And so Max has two older sisters who are married and have kids, and one of them has like a kid coming along, but Max isn't. Max is very, very single. And so he's kind of going along with like Sophie's things and using that because like his dad and him kind of had a conversation that the dad really wants to retire, and so he's gonna try and like milk the Sophie thing. That way the mom will be like, okay, let's retire, and then like let Max take over the family business. So they're both well aware of like what their motives are, and I really like that. Like I mentioned, it really annoys me that there's such a common theme in these like fake dating stories is, oh, like, you lied to me, why would you do that? But they're very upfront, very great at communication. It's like, I'm doing this because I need a promotion. I'm doing this because my dad wants to retire and I want to take over the family business. So they have really great reasons for it. And like I mentioned, the banter between these characters is just so, so fun. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm definitely enjoying this book. It's very lighthearted. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, there was literally like a wedding they went to that they objected to, and the bride-to-be started to attack Sophie, and Sophie put her in like a headlock, and they were on like cowboy shoes. It was like ridiculous, but it was so much fun. So yeah, I'm having a great time with this book. It is a very short book, so I plan on updating you around the halfway mark like I usually do, but I'm not sure like if there'll be that much to update you on. So if that is the case, then I'll update you a little bit towards the end. So I will see you in my next update.
I got lost tonight under the stars up in the sky.
I am almost done Happily Never After, and this book has me giggling so much. It's like, you know, like when a book just makes you feel like warm and fuzzy inside and you just want to like kick your feet because like you're just having such a good time. That's this book. This is the first Lynn Painter book that I've ever read. I've heard a lot of great things about her, and I can really understand why, because her writing is really good. It's really witty and funny. The banter is so good. The characters are really good as well. And the story's just so like enjoyable. I think I would like to see a little bit more of them like objecting at weddings, but I have nothing against just following them along as they're like being cute and are like, we like each other, but we're not gonna admit it, and we're gonna fake date and like kiss and do all this stuff. And it's like, it's really just like my favorite kind of things to have in a book. And I really like Max and Sophie's characters. I love how like strong and stubborn, but also like how powerful Sophie is. She really is like the hardcore, super like get stuff done kind of woman, and I really, really respect it. She's so great. And then it also makes me laugh because like she's in HR, and every single day everybody has to say good morning to each other, but her desk is at like the far back, so she has to go through every single person. It's like, good morning, Sophie. Good morning, Hayden. Good morning, Sophie. Good morning, Emily. Good morning, Sophie. Good morning, Alan. And it's just like she keeps on going the whole entire day. Whereas like most people, it's just like, it's like, good morning, Alan. Good morning. And then like they'll take their desks, like they'll take their seat, but she has to walk through the whole thing. I just think that it's so funny. And then Max's character is so adorable. I love him. He's cute. He's such a good compliment with her. Like, he is very independent, he can do his own things, but he's so funny and he's so just like kind and selfless, and he's just so good. And so like whenever they interact with each other, they're just like so in sync with each other. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna start, like Sophie usually starts the banter and Max is just like ready to go along with it. And it's so much fun and I love it so much. And I'm really gonna miss these characters. Like, I'm almost done the book and I'm really gonna miss it because I'm having such a good time with this. This is such a good brain cleanser book. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to read Happily Never After, and I will update you when I finish the book. So I will see you then. I just finished Happily Never After by Lynn Painter, and I had so much fun with this book. Following around Sophie and Max was so much fun, and like the silly little antics they got into, how they challenge each other, the banter I'll never stop talking about because it was just so enjoyable. The only part that I didn't really like was when Max's ex-girlfriend was involved in sort of a way. And that part just annoyed me. It was just really annoying because the characters have been so good at communication through the entire book. It just felt really weird that like at that one point the communication just did not work anymore. And I was like, what? That's out of character. I don't like this. This annoys me. Like, I know usually that's kind of like your general romance formula. You have the people and then they get to know each other, and right before they're like realize that they really want to be together, some conflict happens and then conflict gets resolved. But I don't know. I didn't like the conflict in this one. It just felt like it kind of came out of nowhere and it was like a weird coincidence. And then it just felt like the characters weren't themselves. But other than that, everything else about this book was so much fun. I had so much fun with this. I love the concept. I love how silly it was. I love the characters. It was a great time. I also love that they have inside jokes, and you as the reader, you get to see where the inside jokes come from, and then they just kind of get mentioned throughout the rest of the book, and I'm just like, ooh, it's like I'm part of their friendship here as well. I love epilogues. They're honestly my favorite parts of books. For some reason, I love them so much. I'm such a big fan. And yeah, so I will be awarding Happily Never After a total of 4 stars. I had a great time with it. It was a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it if you love romance, if you love comedy, if you're a big fan of banter, and if you really just need like a brain cleanser book. This is a really great, well done, well written story. And I'm definitely going to be looking at getting some more Lynn Painter books because I really like her writing style. So the next book that I'll be reading is Dawn Shard by Brandon Sanderson. This is the final novella before the final, like, well, not the final book, but the book that the series isn't over yet, but it's the currently last available book, and then the new ones come out, like the next new book comes out in December. I made that more complicated than it should be, but this is the novella. So I'll be reading the novella, and then I'll be reading Rhythm of War, which comes after the novella. And so if you're interested in watching me read Dawn Shard, some more Lynn Painter books, other books that just happen to be on my TBR, definitely hit the subscribe button if you haven't already and turn on the bell notification. That way you get notified anytime a new video comes out. If you enjoyed this video and if you're happy that I finally got my roots filled, definitely hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!